I never thought betrayal could taste so bitter until the night I saw them, hand in hand. Jessica's laughter spilling into the night, Ethan's eyes locked on her the way I once dreamed he would look at me. My heart froze. It was like the world stopped turning, like the ground beneath my feet gave way. Ethan, the boy who once leaned closer to me during our midnight talks, the boy whose silence spoke louder than words, the boy I thought might one day be mine, was smiling at Jessica, and not just any girl. Jessica, my best friend. The same girl I, Claire, had trusted with every secret, every fear, every whispered confession of how I thought Ethan might like me too. The girl who promised me, with wide eyes and pinky swears, that she would never stand in the way if he ever chose me. But there they were, her fingers tangled in his smile brighter than I'd ever seen it when he was with me. I wanted to scream, but my throat locked up. I wanted to run, but my legs felt like stone. All I could think was, how did it come to this? How did I, Claire, lose both of them in one breath? To understand the pain, I need to take you back. Back before love poisoned everything. Back when the three of us were inseparable. Ethan, Jessica, and me, Claire. We were a trio everyone envied in high school. We studied together, crammed for tests on my living room floor, and sang loudly in the car on late-night drives when freedom tasted sweeter than sleep. Ethan was the joker, always making us laugh. Jessica was bold, wild, and fearless. And me? I was the listener, the one who carried everyone's secrets like sacred treasures. It was simple back then. Ethan was our guy, our brother, our partner in crime. I never saw him as anything more, until something shifted. It was subtle at first, the way Ethan's eyes lingered on me a little longer than they should, the way he always seemed to sit beside me, even when Jessica called him over. The way he laughed at my jokes like I was the funniest person alive. I tried to ignore it, but my heart wouldn't let me. For the first time, I began to wonder, did Ethan actually like me? Was it possible? It scared me. I didn't want to ruin our friendship, so I did the one thing I thought was safe. I told Jessica. "Jess," I whispered one night, when Ethan had gone to grab snacks during our movie marathon. "I think Ethan might, like me." Her eyes widened, then softened with a smile. "That's amazing, Claire. I always thought you two had something." Relief washed over me. Jessica was happy for me, or at least I thought she was. I told her everything. How his stares made my stomach flip, how his voice made my chest tighten, how afraid I was of believing it. What I didn't know was that I had just handed Jessica every weapon she would use against me. Days turned into weeks, and little things started to change. Ethan stopped texting me first. Jessica suddenly always needed him for something like errands or advice. When we hung out, it wasn't the three of us anymore. It was the two of them, and me, on the sidelines. At first, I brushed it off. I told myself I was imagining it. But then Jessica started dropping comments that pierced deeper than I could explain. "Claire, you're too quiet for Ethan. He needs someone fun. You overthink too much. Guys don't like that. You're like a sister to him. Don't confuse it with something more." She said them with a laugh, like it was all harmless. But I could feel the undertone. Jessica was planting seeds of doubt, watering them with my own insecurities, the very ones I had confessed to her. The night I truly knew something was wrong was at the diner. Our spot. Ethan slid into the booth, not beside me, but beside Jessica. Their arms brushed, and instead of pulling away, she leaned closer. She whispered something in his ear, and he laughed, a deep, genuine laugh I hadn't heard in weeks. I stared, my milkshake untouched, my fries cold. It hit me like a knife. I was losing them both. But the worst part? Ethan looked at Jessica the way I, Claire, had always wished he would look at me. And Jessica? She looked back, her eyes flashing with triumph, like she had won some silent war. I didn't even know I was fighting. That night, as I walked home alone, my phone buzzed. A message from Ethan. My heart leapt, hoping for some sign that maybe, just maybe, I was wrong. But when I opened it, my world shattered. It wasn't a text for me. It was a screenshot, a mistake. A screenshot of a message meant for Jessica. I can't believe I never saw it before. You're everything I want, Jess. I think I'm falling for you. The ground spun beneath me. My chest ached like someone had reached inside and ripped my heart out. The boy I thought liked me. The friend I trusted with my secrets. Both gone, in the same breath, and the cruelest thought of all whispered in my mind. Was it ever real? Or had Jessica simply used my secrets to destroy me? The morning after Ethan's message, I sat on my bed, staring at the ceiling, replaying his words again and again. You're everything I want, Jess. It felt like acid in my veins. My phone buzzed nonstop. Texts from Jessica, calls from Ethan. But I ignored them all. What was there to say? That I knew the truth? That I'd been played like a fool? By afternoon, Jessica showed up at my doorstep. Claire, open up, she pleaded, her voice too sweet, too calm. When I didn't answer, she kept talking. I know you saw the message. Look, it just happened. We didn't plan it. Please don't hate me. Her words sliced deep. We didn't plan it. As if falling for Ethan was a clumsy accident, like tripping over a shoelace. But she did plan it. She knew my feelings. She knew every insecurity I had about him, because I had trusted her. And still, she went for him. I didn't open the door. I couldn't. By Monday, whispers filled the hallways. Jessica and Ethan weren't hiding anymore. They walked side by side, arms brushing, her laugh loud enough for me to hear across the cafeteria. Sat with my tray untouched, pretending to scroll on my phone when I caught her looking at me. Not with guilt, not with regret, with victory. It wasn't just about Ethan, it was about winning. When Ethan finally approached me, his face was caught between guilt and hope. Claire, can we talk? He asked softly. I wanted to scream, why her? Why not me? But all I managed was a hollow, about what? He rubbed the back of his neck. I didn't mean for this to hurt you. Jess and I, it just happened. You'll always be important to me, though. You're still my best friend. Best friend. The words hit like a slap. I looked him in the eye and said, You don't betray your best friend like this. Then I walked away, leaving him frozen. 2 weeks later, Jessica threw a birthday party. Normally, I'd be by her side, helping plan. Every detail. This time, my invitation came through a casual text. Hope you'll come. No hard feelings? The audacity made my chest burn, but I went. Not because I wanted to celebrate her, but because I refused to hide in the shadows while she flaunted my pain. When I arrived, music boomed, lights flashed, and the living room buzzed with laughter. And there they were, Jessica and Ethan, dancing in the center like they owned the night. His hands on her waist, her arms looped around his neck. Everyone cheered. I felt sick. I slipped into the kitchen to breathe, but Jessica followed. "Claire, you've been sulking for weeks. Can't you just be happy for us?" she said, sipping her drink like nothing was wrong. I stared at her, my hands shaking. "Happy? You stole the one person I ever trusted you with. You knew how I felt, and you went after him anyway." She rolled her eyes. "Claire, grow up. Feelings don't mean ownership. Ethan made his choice." The casual cruelty of her tone nearly broke me. Later that night, as I was about to leave, I saw something that cut deeper than everything before. Ethan stood at the door, holding Jessica's hand, looking at her like she was his whole world. He leaned in, kissed her softly, and when he pulled back, he whispered, "I don't know what I'd do without you." Jessica smiled, but her eyes flicked toward me. She wanted me to see it. She wanted me to bleed. I walked out into the cold night, tears burning down my cheeks. For the first time in my life, I realized I had lost not just Ethan, but Jessica too. The two people I thought I could never live without had chosen each other over me. Back home, I sat on my bed, scrolling through old photos of us, the trio that once felt unbreakable. My phone buzzed. A notification. A new photo had just gone. Up, Jessica and Ethan, smiling, arms wrapped around each other, captioned, "Finally found my person in love." And in the comments, Ethan had replied, "Always, forever." I dropped my phone, my body shaking. My secrets had become her power. My trust had become her weapon. And now, I was the outsider in a story I thought was mine. The photo of Jessica and Ethan burned in my mind all night. Finally found my person. The words looped like a nightmare. By morning, I made a decision. Enough of silence, enough of swallowing pain. If Jessica wanted to parade her victory, then she would have to face me, face the truth. The next day, I walked into the cafeteria with my head high, though my chest felt like it could collapse at any moment. Whispers followed me, but I ignored them. I wasn't going to hide anymore. Jessica was there, sitting with Ethan, surrounded by friends. Her laugh was loud, exaggerated, like she wanted the whole room to hear how happy she was. I stopped at their table. The entire cafeteria went quiet. "Jessica," I said firmly, my voice sharp enough to cut glass. She blinked, then smirked. "Claire, here to join us? Finally moving on?" I clenched my fists. "Don't pretend you didn't betray me. You knew I loved him. I told you everything, and you turned it into a game, into some sick competition." Gasps echoed around the table. All eyes turned to Jessica. Her smile faltered. "Oh, come on, Claire. You're being dramatic. Ethan chose me. Stop making it about you." Ethan shifted, uncomfortably, his eyes darting between us. "Claire," he started, but I cut him off. "No, Ethan, not a word from you. You knew too. You heard it from me 100 times. I trusted you, both of you. And still, you went behind my back." My voice cracked, but I didn't stop. "You weren't just my friend, Jessica. You were my sister, and you stabbed me where it hurt the most." For the first time, Jessica's mask slipped. Her eyes hardened. "You think the world revolves around you, Claire?" she snapped, her voice louder now. "Just because you liked him doesn't mean he was yours. You expect everyone to step aside for your feelings. That's not how life works. Ethan wanted me, not you. That's reality. Deal with it. Her words silenced the room. I felt my throat tighten, but I forced myself to speak. No, Jessica. Reality is you weren't strong enough to get your own happiness. You had to steal mine. And the worst part? You enjoyed watching me break. Jessica's jaw clenched, but she didn't respond. Ethan looked down at his tray, shame plastered across his face. Tears burned behind my eyes, but I refused to let her see me crumble. I straightened my shoulders and said, loud enough for everyone to hear, "You two deserve each other. Not because it's love, but because betrayal is the only thing you have in common." Then I walked away. The cafeteria buzzed with whispers, stares following me as I left. My hands shook, my heart pounded, but for the first time in weeks, I felt powerful. When I got home, my phone blew up with messages. Some friends told me I was brave. Others warned me Jessica was furious, already spinning the story in her favor. But then came a message that froze me. From Ethan. "Claire, can we talk? Please? It's not what you think." I stared at the screen, my stomach twisting. Not what I think? After everything? After the photos, the whispers, the betrayal? And then another message popped up, this time from Jessica. "You think you embarrassed me today? Just wait. You have no idea what I can do." I thought speaking my truth in the cafeteria would end things. I was wrong. Jessica wasn't the type to back down. She was the type to strike harder. And this time, her target wasn't Ethan. It was me. By Monday morning, the school hallways buzzed with whispers. Heads turned as I passed. Some laughed, others gave me pitying looks. I didn't understand, until I overheard two girls giggling at their lockers. Can you believe Claire tried to steal Ethan after he rejected her? She begged him for weeks. No wonder Jessica feels sorry for her. She must be so desperate. My blood ran cold. That wasn't true. That was Jessica. Sure enough, when I walked into class, Jessica was already there, casually chatting with a group of students. She glanced at me with that sly smile, the kind that said, "I warned you." By lunch, the rumors had escalated. People whispered that I was jealous, obsessive, even unstable. Some claimed I had threatened Jessica behind the scenes. She had turned the tables perfectly. I was no longer the victim. I was the villain. And Ethan? He kept his head down, silent, avoiding me like I was contagious. I confronted Jessica after school, my voice trembling with rage. "Why are you doing this? Isn't it enough you took Ethan? Now you're destroying me too?" She leaned against her car, her smile sweet but venomous. "You embarrassed me, Claire. In front of everyone. Did you really think I'd let that go?" She leaned closer, her voice dropping. "You gave me your secrets, remember? I haven't even used the worst ones yet." Her words cut like knives. That evening, my phone buzzed again, this time with screenshots. Jessica had shared private texts I once sent her during my lowest moments. Messages about my parents' divorce, my late-night breakdowns, even my fear of not being good enough, and she twisted them, adding captions to make me look unstable. She posted them on her story for everyone to see. I felt my world collapsing. Friends stopped answering my calls. Some unfollowed me. Even people I barely knew were laughing at my pain online. I sat in my room, my phone in my lap, tears streaming down my face. This wasn't just betrayal anymore. This was war. Just when I thought I couldn't take more, there was a knock on my window. I wiped my eyes, startled. It was Ethan. I hesitated before opening it. He looked nervous, guilty. "Claire, please," he whispered. "Can we talk?" I crossed my arms. "What could you possibly say that would matter now?" He swallowed hard. "Because I didn't know she'd go this far. And maybe you won't believe me, but I never wanted to hurt you." My heart raced, torn between anger and the flicker of something I didn't want to admit. And then, his final words shook. "Me. Jessica isn't who you think she is. She's hiding something about me. About us." I froze, staring at him, my heart pounding in my chest. Jessica wasn't just using my secrets. She was hiding one of her own. But what? And why did Ethan look so afraid to tell me? Ethan's words, replayed in my head. I stared at him, my voice sharp. "What do you mean about us? Tell me, Ethan. No more games." "Why are you doing this? Isn't it enough you took Ethan? Now you're destroying me too?" She leaned against her car, her smile sweet but venomous. "You embarrassed me, Claire, in front of everyone. Did you really think I'd let that go?" She leaned closer, her voice dropping. "You gave me your secrets, remember? I haven't even used the worst ones yet." Her words cut like knives. That evening, my phone buzzed again, this time with screenshots. Jessica had shared private texts I once sent her during my lowest moments, messages about my parents' divorce, my late-night breakdowns, even my fear of not being good enough. And she twisted them, adding captions to make me look unstable. She posted them on her story for everyone to see. I felt my world collapsing. Friends stopped answering my calls. Some unfollowed me. Even people I barely knew were laughing at my pain online. I sat in my room, my phone in my lap, tears streaming down my face. This wasn't just betrayal anymore. This was war. Just when I thought I couldn't take more, there was a knock on my window. I wiped my eyes, startled. It was Ethan. I hesitated before opening it. He looked nervous, guilty. "Claire, please," he whispered. "Can we talk?" I crossed my arms. What could you possibly say that would matter now? He swallowed hard. "Because I didn't know she'd go this far. And maybe you won't believe me, but I never wanted to hurt you." My heart raced, torn between anger and the flicker of something I didn't want to admit. And then, his final words shook. "Me. Jessica isn't who you think she is. She's hiding something about me. About us." I froze, staring at him, my heart pounding in my chest. Jessica wasn't just using my secrets. She was hiding one of her own. But what? And why did Ethan look so afraid to tell me? Ethan's words, replayed in my head. I stared at him, my voice sharp. "What do you mean about us? Tell me, Ethan." "No more games." He ran a shaky hand through his hair. "She told me things about you. Private things. Stuff only a best friend would know. That's why I believed her. She made it sound like you weren't serious about me, like you'd only break my heart." My chest tightened. She used my secrets. Again. But his next words crushed me completely. "She told me she was pregnant." The world stopped. "Pregnant?" My voice cracked. "With your child?" He looked away, guilt burning on his face. She said you know, that night after the party, she told me it happened. My knees buckled. I clutched the desk to steady myself. So you believed her? Without even asking me? Without even thinking? She showed me proof, he interrupted. Messages, pictures. I thought, God, Claire, I thought I had to do the right thing. Tears blurred my vision. My best friend, the girl I trusted with my soul, faked a pregnancy just to keep him. I stormed to Jessica's house that night, Ethan trailing behind me. My heart pounded so hard I thought it would tear through my chest. Jessica opened the door, smug as always, until she saw Ethan standing there too. Claire, she said smoothly, you really shouldn't be here. Cut the act, I screamed, my voice shaking with fury. Tell him the truth. Tell him you lied about the pregnancy. Her eyes flickered, just for a second. Fear. Then her smirk returned. Why would I lie about something like that? But Ethan's voice was different. Now sharp, angry. Because I just talked to your cousin. She said you made it all up. You never even went to the clinic, Jessica. The silence was deafening. Jessica's mask cracked. Her lips trembled, her eyes dark with hate. Fine, she spat. Yes, I lied. I lied because I wasn't going to let her have you. Claire always gets everything. The attention, the sympathy, the respect. For once, I wanted something for myself. Her words sliced through me. All those years of friendship, destroyed by envy. You ruined me, I whispered, tears streaming down my face. You weren't just my best friend. You were my sister. Jessica's eyes softened for half a second, but then hardened again. You should have known better than to trust me. Ethan turned to me, guilt heavy in his eyes. Claire, I'm so sorry. I should have trusted you. I cut him off, my voice cold. No, you chose her lies over my truth, and that's something I'll never forget. I walked away that night, leaving them both standing. In the dark, Jessica with her shattered pride, Ethan with his regret. Weeks later, Jessica transferred schools. Ethan tried reaching out, but I ignored him. My heart was broken, not just by love lost, but by a betrayal so deep it changed me, forever. I learned the hardest lesson of my life. Sometimes the knife in your back isn't from an enemy, it's from the hand you held closest. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear how you would handle this kind of betrayal. And don't forget, if this story touched your heart, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and make sure you subscribe for more emotional and powerful stories like this. Because trust me, the next story might be even closer to your own life than you think.